Hey guys, it's Alicia Rain and welcome back to my channel, Rainy Reads. This is going to be my first video of 2025 and also the first video I'll have uploaded to YouTube in almost a year now. If you're a subscriber of mine, you've probably noticed that I haven't posted anything in a while, so I do want to take a second to give you some life updates and explain why I haven't posted anything. And I've honestly just recently started being more active on my Bookstagram again as well. And if you're a follower on my Bookstagram and or a subscriber to this channel, you might have noticed that on here and over there, a lot of posts of mine have been archived. Since I haven't been super consistent on here or my Instagram account, I kind of just wanted to do a refresh without completely scrapping everything that I've done. So a lot of my posts over there have been archived and the videos here. I actually don't even know by the time this goes up if I'll leave any of my old videos up. But this video is going to be a reading vlog. I don't know how long I'm going to have it cover. I was thinking of just doing a weekend reading vlog, but we'll just see how I feel or what happens with everything in this video. I don't even know where to begin with my updates. I'm going to try and keep it super short because I don't need to talk about every single thing that happened within the last year. So the beginning of last year, I did go through a breakup, which really factored into the first half of the year why I wasn't posting anything, because I was not doing well at all and I entered a big creative rut. I didn't really want to do anything, and I also started experiencing imposter syndrome because anytime I would sit down and film, I just got really in my head about it, which was kind of shocking to me, honestly, because I wasn't even that stressed when I first started this channel, and I'm an anxious gal. The last video I posted, I believe, was my May and June reading vlogs, like, combined into one, because I, ended up missing some footage and some family stuff was going on. And then that's the last time you saw me, and in that video, I literally was talking about how excited I was to be back making YouTube videos, and then I posted nothing since then. The main reason I haven't posted anything is because I've been sick on and off for months now. I kept getting strep throat. I first got it sometime in September, and between September to February, I got strep throat 8 or 9 times, which is literally insane. I would wash everything, I would change my toothbrushes, I was so crazy about making sure everything was clean, and I just kept getting it. And they say if you get strep throat 2 or 3 times within a 6-month period, that's enough to go get your tonsils removed, and I've got it 8 or 9 times. So I would start feeling better on antibiotics for a little bit, and I would think to myself, oh, maybe I should film a video, and instead I would choose to go out with my friends because I would be sick at home all the time and barely able to work, and then I would get sick again. So I just never ended up filming any videos because I've been stuck in my house and I just wanted to go out and do stuff. And I was even thinking of doing videos while I was sick, but it hurt so much to talk, you guys, and I just sounded like horrible. And on top of that, some stuff happened with health insurance, so I had to end up going full time, which was also kind of hard because I kept getting sick, so I couldn't even be at work. So yeah, just getting strep that many times, going full time to get insurance. I finally have my surgery scheduled, which isn't until the beginning of June. I also am in a new relationship now, and we're actually getting an apartment in May, the end of May, which is 2 weeks before my surgery, and at the time of filming this, 6 weeks away. So much has happened. Everything's chaotic. But I'm excited. Like, it's all good things that are happening now. But on top of all of that, I started therapy, which has been working, and I've been really enjoying it. I've been wanting to do that since high school, and I'm 22 now, so I think it's good that I'm finally doing that. That's pretty much all of my life updates that I have. Even though this channel is called Rainy Reads, I don't want it to only be focused about books. That's still going to be the main focus of this channel, is reading vlogs, book hauls, maybe TBR videos. I would like to film some of the moving process, I think. I'm not sure how much I'm going to show of that, but that kind of goes into why I wanted to do a refresh of this channel, and also over on my Bookstagram. Over there, I've been doing a lot more like weekly check-ins or just like photo dumps and talking more about other things that I do in my life besides just reading. I don't want to feel like I'm in a box, you know? I just want to be more creative in the things that I post and incorporate other things so you guys get to know me more, and that it kind of doesn't make me feel like in order to do this, all I can do is read. So I have a lot going on. I'm getting ready for the move, which means I'm going through everything that I own and trying to pack it up, and I have a lot of stuff, you guys, which I kind of felt like that, but I have a really small room, so I just kind of told myself that I just have limited space, which is partially true, but I do have a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of books. I'm looking at them right now. Just one set of my shelves is all the books that I've already read. Actually, these are just all of the books that I really loved, and the hidden ones, I have like double layers of books in front of each other of books I've read and my physical TBR. I do not want to move all of these books with me, so I'm gonna go through them and see if there's any that I want to get rid of, whether I read them and don't plan on reading them again, DNF them and don't see myself reading them, or if they're just books I haven't picked up at all and I just don't think I'm gonna get to them at all. Also, I'm reading a lot of different books right now, like an insane amount. I used to read multiple books all the time, and then I started only reading one book at a time, and now I think just the chaos of everything going on made me start being chaotic in my reading as well. So I'm going to show you all the different books that I'm reading. I don't know what I'm going to finish in this video because, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to have it covered just a weekend or not, but hopefully I get through some of these so I can give you my full thoughts and ratings on them. So the first book I'm reading is Solitaire by Alice Oseman. I'm about 50% of the way through this, and this is the same author that wrote the Heartstopper series, which you've probably heard about. It's a very popular graphic novel series, and it's been turned into a show on Netflix. It's one of my favorite series, and one of the main characters in that series is Charlie, and he has a sister named Tori, and that's our main character in Solitaire. I really like Tori, but we don't really see a lot of her, so I'm excited to read a book where she's the main character. It's definitely very different than Heartstopper. Heartstopper has serious moments, but this one's just kind of had a different tone to it so far, I would say, and there is a little section in the beginning of this book where the author tells you trigger warnings, so do look into that before you pick this up. And the author has said that it is darker than Heartstopper because it was written before that series was written. So I am enjoying this so far. This book I haven't started yet, but I do want to read it this weekend, and it's a poetry book. It's called Between You and These Bones by F.D. Soul. I saw a lot of people share this on Book Talk, which I'm hoping that it's good, but I know that there's a lot of books that get hyped up and they just kind of end up falling flat. Now, I did see a few poems shared on there and I did like them, which is why I decided to buy this. But yeah, I don't really know like a main focus that this book is covering, if it's like relationships, like self-love, nature, I have no idea. The next book I'm reading is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I'm only 25 pages into this, so I don't really know what this book is about anyways, but I don't know enough to really give you any updates on what's going on. But I do know that it covers more serious topics like mental health and depression. I've owned the unabridged journals of Sylvia Plath for about 2 years now, which I've really been wanting to read because at some point a lot of people were sharing sections of that book on Bookstagram, and I just really liked what it was saying, so I wanted to get it, but I have never actually read anything by her before. And this one's really well known. It's been on my TBR, so I'm finally reading this so that I can read the unabridged journals of Sylvia Plath. Now, the next book is a reread for me, or more like a re-listen, because that is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third book in the Throne of Glass series. I read Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, and this book all last year, but I didn't own the other books yet, so I went on a little bit of a break. But I finally own the rest of the books, and I really loved this series. This one I gave 5 stars the first time I read it, and I'm about 75%, I would say, because I'm listening to it, I don't really know, and I had to find an audiobook on YouTube because The Hold on Libby was so long. But I would definitely say it's still a 5-star read and my favorite so far of the 3. So I wanted to read Throne of Glass before I read 𝑾𝒂𝒕𝒄𝒉 because that one just seemed more interesting to me, and I did really love it, but like I said, I didn't own the books. And then, funnily enough, my boyfriend actually decided to start reading A Court of Thorns and Roses, and he told me that I would like it. So I got the first book on my Kindle through the Libby app, and I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it, but I didn't fully see the whole hype surrounding it. And then I read A Court of Mist and Fury, and I really liked that one. I ended up giving 𝒂𝒕𝒄𝒉 3 stars and A Court of Mist and Fury 4 stars. I was thinking of giving it 4.5, but I still have 3 books, I believe it is, before I finish reading all of those. So I might change my ratings once I read the entire series, but as of right now, that's what I settled on. And I did just get A Court of Wings and Ruin available on my Kindle, so I might read some of that in this video. I'm not sure yet. I barely know anything about this series. I know some things, but for the most part, I'm in the dark. Same with Throne of Glass, so I'm really excited to read these series that everyone seems to love so much. So I have 5 books here. I might pick something else up and change my mind and not read some of these books in this pile, but that's what my plan is right now. I just got home from work a little bit ago. I work Monday through Thursday, so today's basically my Friday. My boyfriend also works Monday through Thursday, so we're gonna go out. I think I'm gonna change because it actually got pretty nice out. We're gonna be out getting drinks and food, so I want to dress up a little bit because I don't really dress up often. I used to wear makeup all the time. I would feel crazy if I left the house without makeup, and working full time now, I am so tired. I have like 10 or 11-hour days sometimes. I work as an accounting assistant, so I'm just like always looking at a screen doing math and numbers, and I'm so exhausted, and I am getting up at 5 a.m. I can't be bothered to do makeup. So I'm gonna do my makeup and change and put effort into my appearance actually. I don't know if I'm going to read anything tonight. I will bring you guys with me. I'm going over to his house, but I will vlog if I pick up anything. I don't think I'm going to. Tomorrow, my boyfriend and I are going to get coffee before my hair appointment, and I think I'm going to bring this poetry book with me. I definitely feel like it's going to read fast. They're pretty short. There's only a couple long ones, and even those are only like 2 pages. So I might actually read all of this tomorrow. We'll see what happens, but I will take you guys with me. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with my hair yet. I know I want it cut. I just don't know how short I want to go. I was going to try and grow my hair out because I wanted it to my hips, and it's just becoming so annoying to deal with. So I think I'm going to cut it like here and then get these pieces reframed around my face, but we'll see what happens. I don't know when I'm going to go through the books on my shelf, but at some point I'll have that in here. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm really happy to be back. I hope you all are doing well. Let me know how you've been in the comments. I'm sorry it's been so long. It's just life was not allowing me to have the time or energy really to be doing this. So I definitely feel like once things settle down and I'm moved into the apartment, that I will be able to do this more often. At least that's really what I'm hoping for. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. The hair turned out so cute, you guys. I ended up getting it cut shorter than I originally planned, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I actually have a therapy appointment that I need to go to. I don't think I mentioned that yesterday when I was doing my little updates and telling you what I was planning on doing today, but I do have that, so I'm gonna drive, and then by the time I get there, I think I'll have about 15-20 minutes until it's like my appointment time. So I'm gonna keep reading that poetry book. I only got to page 30. I'm pretty sure there's about 170 pages in there if I'm remembering correctly. I didn't read as much as I thought I was going to at the coffee place, but that's just because my boyfriend and I were talking. So it reads really quickly. I don't really know how I feel about it yet. There's been a couple poems that I really like, but for the most part it's just been okay. And I'm not trying to be mean at all. I just don't think that this book's gonna be for me, but I still want to read it. I don't know everything that I'm gonna do today. I know that my boyfriend's extended family is coming over, so I think I'm gonna go back over to Grant's house and spend some time with them because I'd really like to visit with them. I am also thinking of starting A Court of Wings and Ruin, so I will let you know my final thoughts with this poetry book and my initial thoughts with A Court of Wings and Ruin. Hey guys, it's the next day and it's way later in the day. I got distracted because I filmed a whole other video which is going to go up after this one. It's going to be all of the books on my physical TBR for this year. So I got distracted doing that, and then I had to make calls for the move and getting calls about my surgery, and yeah, it's just all over the place. But I want to let you guys know that I did finish that poetry book yesterday. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to give this a 2.5-star rating. I'm not going to say that it was bad writing necessarily. I just don't think that this was the type of poetry that was for me. That's not to say that it might not work for you. So I always say in my vlogs, my reading vlogs, this is just my opinion. I wouldn't say that it should stop you from looking into a book if it's something that interests you, but that is my final rating for this. I also read up to chapter 4. I don't think I read 4 chapters, but I got a little ways into A Court of Wings and Ruin. I'm actually liking it more than I thought. I can't say much because it's the 3rd book in a series, but just the way that book 2 ended, I was very annoyed with where our main character is going to be and what Feyre is going to be going through. So I wasn't very ecstatic at the thought of the events taking place in this book. Tomorrow's actually Easter, so I don't think I'm going to be reading anything because I'm going to be spending it with people, and then my work week starts. So I'm going to have this video extend past the weekend because I really didn't get much reading done. Like I said in the intro, I work Monday through Thursday and I do get up at 5 a.m. so I don't know how much I'm going to want to read when I get home, let alone sit in front of the camera and talk, if I'm going to be completely honest. So I probably won't do another update until next weekend, which seems a little crazy because that's 5 days away, but I definitely think I'll still be able to finish some books because 3 of the 5 books that I'm reading, well 4 now, I do have audiobooks for, and I do listen to those while I'm working sometimes, so I definitely think I will make some good progress within the next few days. I don't know if I'm going over to Grant's tonight or if I should just drive over in the morning, but whether I drive over there later or not, I know that I want to unhaul these books. I have a lot to go through, so I'm going to start on that. I did accumulate quite a few books this year already. Thankfully, I didn't pay for most of them. I think I only paid for 3. I think I've gotten about 20 books already this year, which is crazy. But I will say they were gifted to me for my birthday, and or I had gift cards that were given to me on Christmas and my birthday, and I bought them this year. Or I also just had rewards from Barnes & Noble because I have the membership, so I used my rewards, like points and money as well. So I'm thinking I would like to unhaul around 20 just to like make space for the new ones so it's not really adding to the chaos, but if I can unhaul more than that, that would be super ideal and great. But yeah, maybe I'll film before next weekend, but I don't really know how that's gonna look, so I will just talk to you guys once I read more of these books. Alright guys, so it is the following Thursday, but I did get a good amount of reading done, so let me get into my updates and my final thoughts, ratings, and yeah, then we're gonna be done with this video, which is kind of crazy, but I guess this was more of a let's catch up type of video and just letting you know what I've been doing. I don't even know if I'm gonna label this a reading vlog now. Maybe I will. I don't know. I've noticed a common theme with these reading vlogs that I do, and that's that I wait until the very end to even explain what these books are about that I'm reading. I don't know why I do that. Better late than never, I guess. So the first book I finished was this poetry book called Between You and These Bones by F.D. Soul. Again, gave it a 2.5-star rating. That's what I've settled on. It just wasn't for me. The next book I finished was Solitaire by Alice Oseman, and in this book we're following Tori Spring while she's going to school, and we're just in her head the whole time, and she's just a very different character than I'm used to for having as a main character, but that doesn't mean I didn't like it at all. I actually really enjoyed it. Tori is just very pessimistic, always thinks the worst of everything, even herself. She tends to sabotage her relationships, and one day this boy named Michael Holden shows up, and he just really wants to get to know Tori. She cannot understand why, and then she ends up being weirdly fascinated by him because Michael is very quirky and out of the ordinary and gets made fun of, and there's just something about him that is intriguing to Tori, and those two start a friendship, which is really nice to see. But while all of that is going on, there's also a sort of mystery happening in this book, and someone goes by the name of Solitaire. There's a post-it note left in the school. Tori follows it, and that's actually how she meets Michael, and that's not a spoiler because it's on the synopsis of the book, but they're both trying to figure out who's behind it, and they're trying to cause chaos and disruption in the school. There's a lot of wild things that start happening, and they also notice that the things that are happening are weirdly related to a character in this book, so we're also trying to figure out why it seems to be things associated with this character. And there's this little section on the first page that says, "My name is Victoria Spring. I think you should know that I make up a lot of stuff in my head and then get sad about it. I like to sleep and I like to blog. I am going to die someday." And I don't know why, that just really stood out to me, and that really sets the mood for the rest of this book. Definitely recommend checking out, especially if you love the Heartstopper series. Unfortunately, this just felt like it was lacking something for me, but I would still recommend you picking it up. Then I also finished my reread/re-listen of Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This time around, I still gave it a 5-star rating, and if you've read this, you know what I'm talking about. I knew something was gonna happen, and even though I was fully prepared, I still was tearing up. I fully cried the first time I read this towards the end of the book. And yeah, even knowing what was about to go down, I was still so emotional. I'm very upset. If you know, you know. And just the last like 30% of this book is absolutely crazy. Just so much happens and so much setup and questions for the next book, which I haven't gotten to yet, and I'm extremely excited about it. I also actually put a pull up over on my Bookstagram story. I asked my followers if they would be interested in spoiler reading vlogs for the rest of the books in this series, and a lot more people voted than I was expecting, and every single person voted that they wanted it split into 2 or 3 parts. So I don't know when that's gonna happen, because I still want to take my time and enjoy these books. I don't want to rush through it for the sake of getting videos out, so it'll probably take a while. If you don't know what Throne of Glass is about, we are following our main character, Celaena Sardothien. She is known as Adarlan's assassin, and the book starts off with her in this very high, secure prison, and the prince, the son of the king of Adarlan, actually comes and takes her out and wants her to compete in his father's competition to figure out who's going to be the king's champion. And the people she has to fight in this competition are all murderers and thieves, and it's a very deadly competition. And there's also a mystery, something crazy is going on there, and there's like love triangles, and I know I'm not doing it justice, but there's also a chance, I'm sure, that if you watch booktube you know everything about this series already, but I just loved it so much. And then the last update I have for you is my progress in A Court of Wings and Ruin, and I got to chapter 16 actually, which is 22% of the way through the book. And I also can't really say much about this book specifically, but in this series we are following our main character Feyre, and she's taking care of her family, and she ends up shooting this wolf, and it actually ends up being Fae, and the Fae come and take her because it's a part of this agreement or treaty between the Fae and humans. And she goes across the wall and she ends up in the spring court with the High Lord Tamlin, and you also get to meet Lucien, his right-hand man, and other people in other courts like Rysand, the High Lord of the Night Court. And yeah, this is also a fantasy series. A lot happens. I am really enjoying this book. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I do, honestly, just because, and I don't remember if I said this in the intro, but I read the first book and I gave it 3 stars, and I thought it was pretty good, you know, but I didn't fully understand the hype. I then decided to read the second book, which I heard is a lot of people's favorites, and I really enjoyed that one, but I was very upset with how it ended because Feyre was going to be in a situation that I did not want her to be in, and I was just so annoyed because it involves characters that I don't like. But oh my gosh, the scheming that is happening in this book, I'm eating it up, you guys. There is so much happening already. I'm only 20% of the way in. I have ideas of where this series is gonna go, but I don't really know. And yeah, I'm just really excited. My predicted rating for A Court of Wings and Ruin, I think, is going to be either 4 stars like I rated A Court of Mist and Fury, or 4.5 actually. I don't think it's going to be 5 stars, but I'm really enjoying it. Alright, those were all of my updates, and that's going to be the end of this video. If you want to follow me anywhere, I'll have all of my links down below in the description box, and I'll also make a playlist with all of the other videos I have on this channel if you want to watch more stuff from me. Again, I'm just really happy to be back making videos. Let me know how you all have been in the comments. I hope you all are doing well whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!